All right.
Happy 104 day.
104.
104. This is the PR Project. I'm
Hey,
Tommy Runs.
I'm Gary
I'm,
the runner.
I'm Aaron. I don't remember how we do this. Sorry, guys.
So
Yeah,
we just started this part so early in the program. I'm a bit confused.
yeah. Normally we talk for about 40 minutes and then we introduce the show. This is the
Yeah.
PR Project, episode number 104. This is us. We are them. Um, what's going on, guys? How are you guys doing?
Oh, wanna say hi?
Oh, we getting a
People really come for.
Yeah.
no. I thought he was gonna grace us with his presence early.
Yeah. Well, he popped in just in the not on the small screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Aaron, you were on a what's it called, Gary?
He's on assignment.
On assignment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was on assignment at the White House. Making sure everything is being efficient and
Okay.
properly slashed and dashed.
Aaron Doge?
Got to make sure you're right. And it's not. It's going poorly. So
Okay.
they need to be in there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they definitely need some new graphics for sure.
If
If anything. Yeah. So what's going on, guys? So we are closer. We getting closer and closer. How many weeks are you away from? Wait, Aaron, you just dropped some hot fire last week that we didn't get to talk about. Let's just jump into that.
Okay.
So you dropped a graphic image on Instagram. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, that was my announcement for my spring race. I'll be running the Love Run. I think it's the Philly Love Run half marathon on March 30th in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So that is 5 weeks out. So I'm looking forward to visiting Philly for the first time, and hopefully getting after it and coming back home with some cool jewelry. And when I say jewelry, I mean a Strava caption that says, "I just ran my half marathon PR."
What's the course like? I don't know anything about it. I've always heard the Philly Marathon is a rolling, but what are we looking at here in for the half?
So it's a similar course to the Philadelphia Marathon, but they say it stays downtown a little longer, and downtown is less hilly. So it's a good chunk of it is. So there's a half marathon and there is a 7K, I believe. Or a 7 mile or something strange. It's a distance that we don't normally see offered. So the first half of the race, both races runs. Yeah, it's a 7K. So for the first 7K of the race, everybody's together. And then I think there's a split point close to where the finish is for the 7Kers to kind of go off. And then the half marathoners split off and run. I believe it's like a riverside kind of trail situation, not trail, but a riverside path kind of situation. I think there's a little bit of rolling in the last few miles or back half, but nothing too crazy. People said that it's pretty PR friendly, so I'm going to listen to them and hope that they know what they're talking about.
What are your thoughts on having to run with the 7Kers for the first?
Be careful, sir.
You
think does it start?
I think it'll be fine, just because it does start at the same time. But usually, when you are a little closer to the front, things are a little more open, I would say. And if somebody is mashing the gas in a 7K, then they're probably, they probably have pretty good race etiquette. It's not like they're just gonna walk or like get in the way. So I'm expecting it to be manageable.
Man, I enjoyed this race. So I mean, I'm not trying to say anything too wild, but I ran the 5K in Miami, and when I tell you that people were walking off the front line, like it was insanity. Like it was dangerous. It was like kids.
I was gonna say that is dangerous, right? Like not that you would like mow somebody down, but like other people would.
I mean, you almost don't. No, I mean, if not that like you're like I'm gonna knock somebody over if they're in my way, but if all of a sudden you're running and somebody so like Aaron's right in front of me, we're running off the line quickly, and then all of a sudden Aaron dodges a person, because he sees him.
Yeah.
Like that's how it happens. Like I was watching one of these races where the guy did the half marathon world record. If you go back to that start, there's somebody like literally in the crowd getting like trampled, and he finally gets up.
Why do we both laugh at that? That's not even.
I know.
I just said a person was getting trampled, and you laugh, Gary.
I know, and I shouldn't. I remember when I was in high school, we had a cross country meet. It was like all the schools in like the mid Michigan area. It was at a golf course, and the first like 100 meters was straight, and then a quick 90-degree turn, and it had been raining, or like it was still early enough where like there was still some dew on the course. This kid in the middle, as we turned, slipped and just had to cover up his whole body and head and neck. Because we're all wearing like, 1/4-inch spikes.
Yeah, didn't they ban metal spikes in like like metal spikes are like banned in California or something like that?
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I shouldn't laugh because the people can get really hurt. But I think the word trampled, it's kind of.
It's very dramatic. It's a very dramatic way of saying somebody got ran over.
Yeah.
I mean. Okay. I mean, semantics.
And then he was trampled. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, shout out to anybody that was trampled. Call it.
Shout out. Wait.
Just call in. We'd love to talk to you. We want to hear your story.
Did you guys notice that in Chicago that every so often it would be somebody walking? Like early on, and not like walking.
Yeah.
It's like literally they were out there to walk the marathon, but they started way before.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens. Like, I don't know. Like, I know, like in New York, they have that thing where like it's like the MasterCard start or whatever.
Yeah.
That like you start like they start before the elites.
I wonder what they credit for.
So your credit score got to be 800 to start here. But I don't. I noticed that in they're very strict on who gets into what corrals in Chicago too. So I don't know how those people got there.
Yeah, it's almost like sometimes I want to turn and like look at their bib and see if I can see like
what. And whenever like it happens in a race, like when somebody it seems like they're where they're not supposed to be. Whenever I like think about it, I feel bad for like. Because it's not about like you're not supposed to be here, you're not fast enough. It's literally like in certain moments, it's not safe.
I mean,
the benefit it's like the whole race about to pass you if you walking. Like literally, corrals and corrals of people are gonna pass you until you settle in with the people that you're supposed to be with.
I'm guessing if you give them the benefit of the doubt, though, I'm guessing that they qualified for that time in that bib, and then they got injured, but they still want the medal or the experience. So instead of being smart about it and getting to the back of the
what do you got going on there?
Because some of these people I saw walking,
people I
saw walking didn't fit the profile of somebody that would have been in the corral that I was in.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying, what you trying to say?
I'm just saying they old. I can be agent. That's the one thing that people don't. That's the one thing you can't be canceled for is me an agent.
Right? Yeah, you can't be like, hey man, she was 87 years old. I mean, what do you want me to do? No, I mean, I get it though. Like, I do like. Sometimes it's like, no, you wouldn't. There's not a chance, because yeah. Anyway, all right. So Philly, how you feel? Like, I mean, when's the last time you trained? When's the last time you trained for a half?
Fall 2023.
23. When was that? That was Indy.
That was Indy. Yeah.
Okay. And so, like, that's a minute ago, but where do you feel like you are in comparison to then, like mentally and physically?
That's a good question. So physically, I feel good. I'm lifting more than I've ever lifted in a training block ever. I'm lifting heavier than I ever lifted in a training block ever. So my volume as far as mileage isn't as high, but I'm in the gym 3 times a week, lifting like heavy, like not like just the cute body weight stuff or like, you know, 5s in each hands doing stuff. Like, no, like I'm really like trying to get under bars and like push some weight. So physically, I feel good. I get sore, but I bounce back and I'm able to still execute my training plan, my running training plan as structured. So that's cool. But mentally, I think I'm a little behind schedule because today was literally my second workout that I did outside the whole training block. Everything else has been on a treadmill. So I'm not sure like where I'm really at. It's hard to gauge like your actual fitness and your actual ability based on treadmill workouts to me, because it's just like, for me at least, I think the treadmill is a little easier to hit certain paces because your mind, you know, takes your mind off of it. You don't really have to worry about any kind of elevation or anything like that. You don't have to worry about any like wind or anything like that.
Right,
So
right.
you're in this perfect control.
Let me ask you 2 quick questions. One, how was your workout today? And then follow up, are you doing a tune-up at any point prior to this race?
So my workout today was, it went great. I had a 10-mile warm up, which is insane to say, but 10-mile warm up into a 5-mile quote unquote steady state effort. So steady state for me, 620-ish. So, well, that's what the app said. I'm not saying I'm like that guy. I'm just saying that's what the app said. So, I've been running long runs with the squad, and the squad has kind of adapted this zone 2 long run situation. So a lot of the long runs have been 8:30, you know, in that between 8 and 8:30 in that kind of range. So I haven't really like ran long at an elevated effort. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to kind of push a little more in the warm up than I had been in the long run. So I was around like 7:50, 7:45, worked down to like 7:30 in those first 10 miles. And as I was running, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hold 620 for these 5 miles. Like, I haven't ran the longest I've ran sustained effort in this block has been 3 miles, and it was in a workout, and it was on a treadmill. So I wasn't sure if I would be able to execute. But once I got into it, it felt good. I just kind of settled in. It was like a 6 to 10 effort to start, and then as I got further, I started to feel like, okay, this is something. This is not just a joke. But finished it strong. The last mile of the run was the fastest mile, so that was promising. So that was cool. And as far as tune-up race, I don't think I'm going to do a tune-up race.
Okay. Just curious to see if you wanted to like test that fitness out a bit more since you're back outside.
Yeah, I kind of do, but I just don't know if a 10K would translate. Yeah. You know, I don't know how much a 10K is going to show me what I'm capable of. So I'm just like, I'm kind of running behind on time, and I'm like, I would rather hit like quality long run.
I think that's the vibe too. I think if you were running, if it was like a different season, a little warmer somewhere, and you had a chance to run a 5K and a 10 or a couple 5Ks, I think that would be better than like worrying about like doing a tune-up for this. Like, I feel like you should just be as fit as possible. Zone, you know, like the heart rate ready to go, you know, everything ready to go. I think you're probably better off that way.
Yeah. Picking up on something you said earlier, I have not been doing my long runs with a group for the most part, just because of schedule and whatnot. But I have been taking my governor off, my 8:30 governor off for my long runs, because it's a long run. Like, just enjoy it, and just, you know, don't, like you said, don't go super fast, but just let your body do what your body's going to do instead of having to like hold it back for a bit. And I kind of been enjoying that, because same thing. I'm getting down to like 7:50, 7:30. I just a regular, like, as you know, as you kind of go out throughout the effort, nothing super bad, but or super fast, but just taking the governor off and enjoying the long run for what it is.
Yeah, especially the way our plans are set up. We're only doing the Wednesday workout, and if Sunday is just the long run, time off feet long run with no quality in it, I think it's okay to, you know, naturally get into a rhythm and kind of, you know, cut it down a little bit. within reason, not not doing anything that might get crazy. But I think
I think the long run, 'cause I think the long run is supposed to be really part of it is for you to mentally check out and just get the miles in. Don't worry about, oh, am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Just to go and just let the process run itself. And I think that's a huge component of training for one of these, especially when it comes to like the mental training.
Yeah, and that's what I did today. I had my gloves on, and so on these colder days, I like to tuck my jacket sleeves under my gloves, so I kind of create that airtight barrier. So I had the sleeve over my watch, and I didn't look at my watch. I looked at my watch twice in the first 10 miles, and that was just at intersections to make sure I was at where I was supposed to be at distance wise. But I just ran it by feel, and I'm just like, we're not gonna worry about running too slow. We're not gonna worry about running too fast. We're just gonna try to stay in this effort range right here, and then when that quality portion comes, we'll focus on the watch a little more. And it's funny that Ern is in here because he mentioned that sometimes I'll take my gloves off before the end of the run on a cold day. Today was one of them days for sure. Like 2 miles to go, I took my gloves off. I'm just
If I had a place to put them, I definitely would have taken my gloves off. It got warm.
I stopped in my run and bought another pair of hand warmers to put in my gloves.
You ran a little earlier than me though, so.
Oh, okay.
I started at like noon.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I bought it at like 2:30. I mean, like 12:30 or 1 o'clock. I mean, I don't know what my hands are ridiculous. I think I just have like low iron or something like that, or maybe like potentially anemic. I don't know.
Or poor circulation, you know.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, I feel like I run with my hands like up all the time. Like I never, some people have a lower arm carry, and I feel like that's probably better for circulation, but I just can't ever help it. So like by the time my hands are just dumb cold.
Gary like that one.
But yeah, so we had Gary had a topic that you wanted to talk about. What was that topic, Gary?
Well, we were talking about Pop-Tarts. You had found some Pop-Tarts, and Aaron was doing some research on Pop-Tarts, and it came about like, what other, like, aside from like the running industry snacks and gels and whatnot, like what are people using to like carb load or get like a quick bit of energy that's doesn't have to be like a Pop-Tart, right? Like a Pop-Tart. What was it, Aaron? Like 70 grams of carbs, like
400 calories in a Pop-Tart. This is like we'll call this portion of the show pushing back against big fuel, because that's everything in the running space is like, oh, you need fuel, but it's like, bro, carbs are carbs, to be honest, and quick, easily digestible carbs, i.e. sugar or cane sugar, honey, high fructose corn syrup, whatever, that's what you need to fuel a run. So a Pop-Tart is a great delivery system for that. We could really rebrand Pop-Tarts to be a running fuel source if we wanted to.
Yes, so the couple times that like for like a Boston and like the couple times we run New York, when you have to have those big long like wait periods where you got to go to somewhere, like Pop-Tarts, like I always take brown sugar with me, like in the carry bag, because they're cheap, but then they're easy to like eat on the go. Yeah. And for me, like this, I know you're not talking about race day morning, but for me, like race day morning, especially if I'm like, it's a goal race and I'm nervous, I can't eat everything. Like it's like oatmeal. Like I just can't, like I'll just get like nauseous for some reason because it's like the nerves. But I've always been able to like to over time eat like a couple Pop-Tarts, just kind of like as you would, because it's just kind of easy to go down for real.
Yeah, it's not that there's not any flavor, but it's bland enough. It's bland enough where it's not going to upset your stomach, and like you said, easy to digest, for sure.
And it's also the fiber content too. There's no dietary fiber in a Pop-Tart, but oatmeal has that dietary fiber, and that affects your stomach differently than just simple carbohydrate. Like Once you start introducing the fiber, it becomes more complex and it's harder for your body to digest. And now your body is dedicating energy to digestion and not just running, you know? So
and Joe said dates, and you like a couple years ago, you were on a date kick, Aaron. Like you were just like only like we were all talking about gels and stuff like that, and then you were just like popping out dates out of a gooey bag.
Yeah.
I've never had one on a run.
So dates are cool, but transporting them on a run is difficult because they are very sticky, and they don't come in their own specific like container. They do, but they're all together, you know. So I would take it out, wrap it in like plastic wrap, and put it in my pocket. So now I got to take it out and unwrap the plastic wrap, take it out, get my hands all sticky, and then you got to chew it for a while because it's like it's sticky. It's really sticky because it's a lot of sugar. Like I think it's like the highest sugar content in any fruit that you can eat. So. And you can tell because it's unlike any fruit you'll ever eat because it's really sticky, it's really dense, and it has a pit. So if you aren't careful, if you get the pitted ones and you aren't careful, you'll bite down on that pit and you'll break it because that pit is super, super like
hard.
I was listening to there's a podcast called Your Diet Sucks, and it talks all about like just different running diet, like whether it's like gels or scams like the Spring Energy thing that was big last year.
Man, that was crazy. You know, remember that when Spring Energy got
talked a lot about that. They talked a lot about other brands that we've worked with or we work with currently that are doing some shady practices.
I didn't know.
I won't name them here for fear. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but
I mean, but you're just reporting. What is it? You're just reporting.
UCAN and ketones.
Like there's like some false
some marketing, some shady marketing practices going on with those two.
So I haven't heard about UCAN, but I did hear about like ketone IQ in particular. I just heard that like someone else is claiming, like it's not like they got busted, but like Spring Energy literally got busted for like lying about their like carb, whatever, like calories or carbs or whatever it was, but they were straight up lying. Right.
But they were talking about like even with fruit, you still have to train your gut for that. Like you just can't like on race day, like, I'm gonna bring a whole bunch of dates with me. Like going back to the Pop-Tarts and whatnot. But it was just interesting talking about like, the reason we have these gels is because they, you can still do fruits and whatnot, but you just taking an apple on a run is not the same as taking an apple for a snack, during the day. And so I was just curious when you were doing the dates, were you taking them on the races with you? I don't remember if you were doing marathons or half marathons.
If you're serious about your race, you can't be taking no date with you.
Nah, I mean, it's very much a solo thing. No, I didn't. So I never did dates on a race. It was always in training, and it was just like easy run training because. In like a longer run or like a substance run, it's just not practical. It's not practical enough. That's the one thing that's the one thing that gels have on every other fuel source is that it is optimized for intake during heavy air. Yeah, because it's small enough. It already got a rip, easy to pop open, easy to take. Yeah. Whereas if you carry in fruit snacks, I went through a fruit snack phase too. I fueled my first half marathon with gummy bats because it was my second half marathon, but it was the Detroit Free Press. And as we know, some people may know the Free Press is right around Halloween time, so they were doing a gummy bat. So it was in my bag, it was in my packet, and I'm like, I'll just take these with me and take them. So I
like doing the gummy, whatever the gummy chews are. The problem is if it's weather like now. And you're trying to get your hand into the bag.
That's the problem for me. Like in this last few months is when it gets really cold. It's like I'm not taking these gloves off to reach for like any gels and I'm definitely not carrying a bottle. Like I had like last summer and leading into like when I ran Chicago and Berlin, like I was carrying a bottle, and that was really cool because it's if you use certain type of mixes, you can get all the carbs that you want and need, without having to have a gel. But you do have to carry a bottle. But if you get used to that, that's kind of cool because a drink is much easier for me to like at any point. Like a lot of times, like so, like in a race, if you have like 6 gels with you, for the most part, like you gotta really go through a lot of like stomach training to be able to take down like 6 gels in a marathon that you're going like at your max marathon pace. And you're gonna get to like 4 in like those that 5th and 6th one is like you're really trying to force it, but at no point do you like get tired. Like for me, like I don't get tired of drinking what I have in the bottle. Like it's just it's just easier for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I spiked
Chicago, you couldn't do
I
nothing.
spiked that second bottle like Rob Gronkowski, bro. Like at mile 20, I was just like, I'm over this, bro. Like it's
Yeah. For me, the problem sometimes is it's almost too much sugar. So, but that's a lack of training on my part, I think. I remember that my first Boston, I was doing Gatorade every stop, and then I realized I can't be doing.
Oh
this
no,
anymore.
like I mean, I'm talking about like I'm talking about what am I talking about, Aaron?
you're talking about like scratch and stuff like
Scratch, yeah, I'm talking about scratch.
Yeah.
And it's not very sugary at all. I mean, it's just heavy carbs in calorie, really.
Yeah, and I've been using that a lot more for this cycle to get ready for.
And I
you
think they've
think?
done a good job at like making sure that the flavor isn't sugary at all. So it's like, because like you said, like sugar, you can get tired of sugar, even if it's just like a false, like even if like if it tastes sugary, like after a while, like that just gets to be too much. So yeah, Gatorade is a tough one
You have
sometimes.
to figure out how to take a bag of sea salt and vinegar. Because I'll never get tired of sugary if I got a salty,
I'll take
sugar,
that
a little bit,
bag of
salty,
chips.
you know what I'm saying? And I'll be perfectly balanced.
Dog, if you pull out a bag of chips in like a group of people like running at mile 21 and you pull out a bag of like salt and vinegar chips, bro, like you got to go. Get
No,
this guy
you know what's
out of
gonna
here.
happen? You pull out a bag of chips in the race, you're gonna have at least one guy going.
Let me get one.
That one?
Let me get one of those. Yeah, because I mean, if you pull out a bag of chips in a marathon, like you have to know at that point, like mile 20, you have to know what you're doing. Like people gonna be like, okay, like I've never seen this, but bro, can I get some chips?
I got one. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but for me, when I finish a hard effort, I really want something crunchy and I really want something salty. A bag of chips solves that problem. Yeah. After. Especially like when it's hot and I'm dehydrated, I want something salty like my body is just craving salt. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's finish with the snacks because I do want to talk a little bit about like what is the cravings for the people in like a post-run craving, post-race craving for people in the chat and then us as well. But hold on. Let's do I posted to my story, so I got a couple people that said some things about like what they would. Some people said was it Haribo gummy bears?
Mm-hmm.
Haribo gummy bears. Tunde said that from Atlanta. Running T1D said brown cinnamon sugar Pop-Tarts every time. Perfect blood sugar management. Leslie said English muffins with butter. Ern said SPKs, Sour Patch Kids. It took me a second. I didn't know. I texted him a minute ago and said, "What's SPKs?" Until I just read it, and then I'm like, "Oh, Sour Patch Kids."
Yeah.
So those are some good ones. Man, English muffin with butter, bro. Like that just took me back to like another time. Like a good toasted English muffin with butter.
I still buy English muffins.
I can't anymore. I think it has like egg or milk in it or whatever. So I haven't bought them in a while.
My big thing for me is before a run, I'll grab 2 graham crackers.
Graham crackers. I've heard graham crackers good. Doesn't Megan Featherston talk about graham crackers a lot?
I'm sorry, who? I'm just kidding.
Megan Featherston.
Yeah, she's like a graham cracker connoisseur for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that Sour Patch Kids, it like calms your nervous system.
Why?
Because the citric acid on the outside, it makes you think about something else. So you like it takes your mind off the stress.
I heard acid can do that.
Yeah. Good one.
But
All right. What? So chat. So anybody in the chat, what is your guilty pleasure after a race or a run, or just like your craving? What is it? Drop your cravings or guilty pleasures after a race. Let's just go with a race. Let's just do that, or a run, race or a tough run. Aaron, you just said yours already.
Well, I wouldn't consider chips a guilty pleasure.
Okay, so go. Or guilty pleasure, or just a craving. Period. Either one.
I mean, as a lot of people know, for me at least, I like to reward my strong efforts with ice cream. Personally, that's I love that, especially if it's a PR ice cream cone. There's few things better, but also a nice veggie pizza from Jets, well done bake, 4-corner. Add banana peppers.
Nice. Nice.
Heaven right
Banana peppers are always a good touch to like almost any pizza. Well, I mean,
Never
it'd be
been mad if somebody put banana peppers on something.
yeah, for sure,
Mhm.
for sure. What you
Same.
got, Gabe?
Same.
What do you got?
For me. Burgers. A burger was like what I originally craved when I got done. But now it's depending on where I'm at. I'll try like to find like a veggie version of the local like hot food. Like when we were in Chicago, we got veggie Chicago dogs.
Mm,
You know, at the City Diner. Like so.
yeah,
I like to find some place if it's like a local delicacy, for lack of a better term. I like to get that, but like in a veggie type.
So you would eat a jacket potato, is what you're saying. In the UK, you would eat a jacket potato with beans and tuna on it.
Maybe just some
Wait,
some
what?
fish and chips.
What's a jacket potato again?
So jacket potatoes have went viral lately because in the
Yeah.
UK, these people eat baked potatoes with garlic butter, and then they put beans, and then they put like tuna with like mayonnaise and like tuna made like how we make tuna.
Tuna salad,
On
like,
top. My American brain can't comprehend. It's like almost like trying to explain kilometers to me. Like my American brain just can't figure it out.
No, I mean,
that's rough.
I apologize to anybody listening from the UK, but I think you all got just terrible food.
I mean, be careful, because that one guy that runs really fast is in here. What's his name? Mo Farah. He's always watching the show, so be careful, Gary.
I apologize to Sir Farah, but
Yeah, he's knighted.
but no, it's no fish and chips, fine, or whatever fish or what fish I can eat now. But yeah, I don't eat pineapple.
You're not
Um,
putting on pizza, bro.
I mean, okay, look, I'm not gonna ask for it, but I've had it and it's not that bad.
So this is my problem with pineapple on pizza, right? Pineapple has too high of a water content, and I hate when my pizza gets soggy.
I
So
think you
don't
got.
put
I think you
I
got it.
love pineapple,
Yeah.
but don't put
Yeah.
pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple
I
individual
feel
is
like
great.
you gotta. If you go to the right place, though, I feel like you
Like
gotta do
Domino's?
something. You gotta do something to that pineapple. You know what I'm saying? Don't just drop it on there like willy nilly. You gotta like drain. You know what I'm saying? Like mash it, drain it a little bit, something.
I understand the flavor combination, especially if you
Banana,
are,
pepper, yeah.
especially if you're a carnivore and you the ham and pineapple. That's
Yeah.
a great combination. The salty ham, the sweet pineapple.
Mm.
That's good. But it's just I need my pizza to be
Yeah.
crunchy. I don't like soggy pizza, and when I think of pineapple on pizza, it just feels like it make it soggy. And I'm like, nah, bro, I can't get with it. Not really a taste thing, more of a texture thing.
Yeah. So I'm just
We got some fans. We got
yeah, it's a lot of
fans.
fans
Yeah,
on Pineapple. Like we might have just lost some followers. Please chill out, Aaron. I think so. I don't know what I think mine is like. I guess I don't really know. Like I'm just hungry after a run. So like whatever it could be breakfast food. I mean, whatever it is, it's just got to be good. Like burgers, breakfast, taco, whatever, we good. But one of the things I noticed, like lately, if I could get like my hands on like a sparkling water, like a flavor sparkling water after, like soon after, not just like later on in the day, but like sometime, like if they were passing out sparkling waters at the end of a race, I think people would just be hanging out there for a while.
It's
Because-
interesting.
Something about the bubbly thing, and almost like I mean, I'm the weirdest person to say this part, but I could see, like, I was drinking the sparkling water after the run today, and I was like, oh, I can see the connection of like, oh, I want to have a beer now.
The thing is, though, carbonated beverages take away oxygen. Like, they're not.
Well, whatever, fancy.
They don't help with the thirst per se. They actually, the carbonation it will reduce the oxygen intake. So I'm really surprised because I can't do anything carbonated after a run because it just my taste
You mean like Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola, Pepsi, beer. I mean, I can't do sparkling water to begin with. That's just not my thing. I don't like
I've
it.
never had water in my life.
You never had sparkling water?
I'm a still water guy.
I mean, I've tried it. My kids love it. I'm not a fan.
That's gotta be cap. It's gotta be cap. You've never had sparkling water?
I'm from the trenches, bro. We ain't no sparkling water out there.
Listen,
We
man.
went on the trenches, bro. What you talking about? What was I gonna say? Oh, imagine somebody handed you a McDonald's Sprite after a marathon.
Hold on. Oh, McDonald's Sprite. Wow. You people would just be in. People would have. They gotta get a stretcher. The amount of sugar you put back in somebody's body.
Sprite,
Because
bro.
you know how like you're not supposed to like drink too much water if you're not really dehydrated, like whatever, or you drink too much water too fast. That would have people in the hospital. But hold on, real quick, Joe, I love you for this. Joe said I eat Indian food 2 to 3 times a week after runs. So this is my like go-to thing before like a big race. I always go get Indian food like 3 days before, like 3-4 days before. It's like it's this one dish that I get every single time from the same restaurant for the last like 5 years, and that's like it's like a go-to. It's but you gotta do it like 4 or 5 days ahead because you don't want to be thinking about Indian food at mile 22. Let me tell you.
I'm about to cry, bro. I'm about to cry.
Why?
I'll tell y'all this. I had to
You
lay
never-
off Indian food, bro. As I'm getting older, I think I'm getting whiter because my spice tolerance just ain't what it used to be, bro. Spice tolerance. I mean, whoo, that's spicy.
Oh, really?
I mean,
bro, when it
I
comes,
mean, but I mean, honestly though, I mean, some food, if you get the wrong spice, it doesn't even taste good.
Bro.
But if you get like medium plus, bro, amazing.
Right,
From
but I
the
think
Thai-
that's a good point though, because the spice is
Thai
supposed to.
places, you got to go medium or lower because Thai.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know what they be
eating
doing.
a plus at the Thai place is death.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
that's like if you in a fight with a that's taekwondo at that point. If you a medium plus, you getting kicked in the face.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I've had like low spice or like just minimum spice at a Thai place, and I still had to rip my tongue out because it was.
I don't know what people do, bro, but mild plus.
and I like spicy food. Like I have no problem with it, but Thai spice is completely different. Because really, spice is supposed to add
Thai right
enhance
here.
the flavor.
No cap. I got some pad Thai right here, bro. I'm turned up actually, but
Man,
no
I'm
spice
hungry.
for me.
What you say? No spice?
No spice for me.
Oh man, you got to get your life together, for
I'm
real.
telling you, bro. I like it when I eat it, but when I got when I got to send it that eviction notice, that's when things get crazy,
Oh my god,
Wow.
he has a red alert.
bro.
All right, so we got some sparkling fan haters. Malik said sparkling water, a thumbs down for me personally. No one asked you, Malik.
I don't drink carbonated. When I stopped drinking pop, I stopped drinking all carbonated beverage, and I haven't had any since.
Yeah, Joe said Topo Chico. Topo Chico's sweet. Pellegrino, what's up?
So I'm wearing the shoes, bro.
You know when I want to feel real like fancy, I thought I give me a sparkling water, like a flavored one, like LaCroix or something like that, and then mix it with a Cherry Bundy pack.
Everybody?
Bro, I might as well put it in a little snifter or whatever like that and shake it like it's like red wine or something.
So I saw this on TikTok the other day. I don't know if
Wait,
it's true.
what?
I don't know if this is true.
Oh, Tunde different. Tunde, this is Tunde
He Nigerian,
from
bro. It don't count.
he Nigerian.
Yeah, it don't count, bro.
Oh yeah, that don't count. You shouldn't even be voting here because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. 5 on a scale. It don't even. The food don't even taste like food no more. It just tastes like if you eat something and it tastes like hot, That's not right.
Come
You're
on,
right.
Ern.
It don't taste like flavor. It just tastes like hot. Like no.
Can
bro.
we just boot Ern out of the thing? You can't be on here talking about your job, bro. Get out of here.
Ern, that's ridiculous.
Get out
So
of here.
I heard on TikTok. I don't know if this is true, but they said LaCroix sparkling water is not pronounced LaCroix. It's pronounced Lacrosse.
Who said that?
That's a TikTok thing.
Hold on.
They
Was it somebody from France or Montreal? Because those are the only two regions, Alex.
well,
Thanks,
this is
man.
the thing. They say this is what they were saying. They were saying that LaCroix is not French.
It is.
It came from a city in Wisconsin. This could be fake news right here, but they're saying that
Yeah, I think it's
the company started in Wisconsin.
But isn't that LACROSSE? Isn't that the
Look, I'm
town?
looking at Business Insider right now. It says the name comes from the brand's Midwestern origins, originally produced at a family-owned brewery in La Crosse, Wisconsin in 1981.
How do they spell lacrosse?
LA space CROSSE.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
But so they saying that they wanted to so Big Lacrosse seen that when they first put out the water and they're like, no, change the spelling. And they're like, what else spells cross? And somebody was like, CRYX, that's cross for sure. Roach spray. Listen, dog. Tunde, like I don't know. I appreciate you being here, Tunde. I really do. But you don't even
Here being a chaos agent. I love it.
you don't even have taste buds, bro. Let me go back to this. You don't even have taste buds no more. Bro said he want his spice level on turned up. And then he gonna say something tastes like roach spray. You can't even taste no more.
Somebody said LaCroix tastes like you drinking sparkling water and somebody yelling the flavor from the other room.
I think my main problem with sparkling water is this is really stupid, but the bubbles are too small. It's like almost too carbonated for me. Like versus like a soda. Like it's too carbonated.
Yeah, you fancy, bro. You talking about bubble sizes now? You fancy, dog. The bubbles are too big in this one for me.
I'll accept
I
that.
understand what you're saying, Gary. I absolutely understood what you were saying. But I don't drink sparkling water, so I wouldn't know.
What is this? Hold on. Joe says LaCroix Cross actually had a lawsuit that involved roach spray. Now that sounds like a TikTok BS to me.
That's got to be fake news. Both of y'all are on some fake news stuff right now.
Let me get stats and information on that. LaCroix lawsuit claims water includes cockroach spray. Interesting. Cockroach insecticide in sparkling water.
Listen, man. Somebody. You know what? I got Waterloo today. This is who's starting all these rumors about lacrosse.
Big Waterloo.
Big Waterloo.
Napoleon's revenge.
Somebody said something about liquid death earlier too, and I only get the still water.
Yeah.
Liquid death.
Okay. No, you got to stop it right now. Okay, we were friends until this moment. If you drink a still water out of a can, your brain doesn't what's happening? Like that throws me off so tough.
It's cold. It's cold water.
It's just cold water
in a metal can.
Yeah,
the metal can make it so much more refreshing.
For sure.
No, it makes
it's way better than plastic, bro.
I bet y'all drink milk out of metal cans too. Some weird stuff.
Well, if you find it, I'll try it.
No, man. No. Well, I guess it's too much.
Out of a metal can?
What?
You drink anything else? You drink every other beverage out of a metal can, right?
Everything else out of a metal can has
You're
bubbles.
drinking water out of a metal can right now.
With bubbles.
You drank Hawaiian Punch out of a metal can when you was little? I know you did, because you used to slap. That metal can Hawaiian Punch? Yeah, right. Bro.
But then Tahitian Treat took that spot. Oh, Tahitian Treat wasn't even in a can; it was in a plastic bottle.
Nobody, yeah. I don't even think they made. No, they did make the big Tahitian Treat too. I wasn't a big fan of Tahitian Treat. I was a Faygo guy, personally.
See, but still, I don't know, man. I can't do it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, I don't like it. Hold on.
Hey, buddy.
Yo,
Hi.
what's up, Nicholas?
There we go. There we go. What's up, Nicholas? And he's got his running shirt on. Perfect.
All right. So Alexis is getting us back on target here. Alexis says hot coffee after an early cold long run is another favorite of mine. Coffee all the time after
Coffee
runs.
all the time. Yeah.
Every time it's like a big run, long run, big workout. Maybe not big workout, but a long run for sure. Coffee, because I feel like I just need like help. That's really what it is. I just need help after that. I need to be able to like think.
Actually, I got up extra early this morning just to make sure I had my coffee in my system before I went for my long one today.
Oh, what about after?
Yeah, I went to Starbucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound like cat, but I never drank coffee in my life either.
But come on, you gotta stop lying to the people.
I just never drank coffee, bro.
Bro, you
And I don't think you need to.
No,
I think
no.
I've heard your stories about Kevin Morton. I can't imagine what coffee would do to you. To be
Yeah,
honest,
wasn't like the Morton the first time you had caffeine?
No, because I used to drink pop. So
Yeah, right.
And I eat dark chocolate, so I'll be having caffeine in my system sometimes, but never coffee. Never coffee. My dad used to make coffee every morning, and I hate the morning. So coffee morning.
I remember coffee morning. No, my mom used to give me let me like taste like her coffee or whatever because she used to put so much milk and sugar in it back in the day that I'm like, man, I like that smells great. Like let's and I just would sip a little bit of it because it was terrible.
Yeah,
but
I used to be a big sugar person in my coffee. I just sit there with like the can, like you get the coffee shop, and just sit there and let it pour.
Like that scene out of American Gangster when he just sitting there pouring half the thing of sugar in there.
But now I don't put anything in my coffee.
You just straight black coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Gangster. Jet fuel, bro. Jet fuel.
Joe said he's not nothing I say death. Obviously, you're not trying to murder your thirst. It's okay though, Can't all be hydrated.
I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Malik says coffee and food hits every time.
After the run. Malik, right? After the run, coffee, food. Yeah.
All done.
Yeah, I think you should try this coffee thing. Tunde said, I had coffee once in high school. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Hey,
that's such a random like. At one time in high school, I tried coffee.
just like
after the run, coffee, food is where it's at. I'm just saying, it's a proven fact.
I don't even get like if it's like coffee like flavored ice cream or something, I'd be like straight. Why?
Yeah. Speaking of UCAN, they dropped the coffee. They dropped a vanilla latte gel with caffeine in it.
See, coffee is a cult, bro. I just realized that it's the coffee cult.
Big coffee.
Big coffee.
Conspiracy to take over the world.
I think you better just back off there.
We want this show.
I'm just saying.
Anytime
you have a beverage that you can buy at the gas station for 99 cents, or you go to Starbucks and pay $5 for it.
$5.
What is it?
What kind of coffee you get? What kind of cheap coffee?
What kind of shit you put in your coffee?
$5 at Starbucks. That's at least a $7-8 boy.
This goes. Oh, see what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about no coffee.
Gary, when you went to Starbucks today, you just got a black coffee?
I got some for the wife and kids.
I'm just saying, what'd you get?
I got black coffee.
You get black coffee from Starbucks?
I'm getting for somebody else. I'm gonna pick up some for me.
I'm just saying, like, you don't be like when you get to Starbucks, you don't get.
Sometimes I'll get like the oat milk brown sugar iced coffee, whatever.
Stop acting like you don't be in that line or ordering like something crazy. Let me get 3 pumps of the double stacked chocolate chip.
I've never asked anything with 3 pumps.
Hey. I can't get you.
I'm trying to click on something real quick. Hold on. Oh man!
If you go on Starbucks and say, "Let me get a medium black coffee," they're gonna charge you more than $5.
Oh wait, how much did you pay for?
First of all, I would ask for a grande. And
Duh. Hey, bro, rolled his eyes. Hey, the first
Excuse
eye
me.
roll,
Excuse me.
it took us 104 episodes to get our first eye roll on the show. Good job, Gary.
My bad. All right, you going to get a grande black coffee? What they taxing you for? How far is that setting you back?
I'll be honest. I just have to
Now,
swipe.
Gary-
I have no idea.
Gary got the Starbucks app. He got money loaded up on the account.
Starbucks
Hidden.
rewards. That's crazy.
Oh, Gary got Starbucks rewards.
I got a whole bunch of Starbucks trophies in the back here. All my rewards.
Oh man, dang. All right.
I don't know about no coffee, man.
All right. So what else we got, man? What else we got?
So-
Whew. Wait, why is tall? Okay, tall, grande, venti.
Yeah.
That's three different languages.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've heard about like one is Italian, one's Spanish. One's
There was
English.
a scene with like some movie with Paul Rudd where they
Paul Rudd was
they-
mad
they-
about it. Yeah.
yeah, and they also explain the whole thing. So I don't want to research it now, but it's out there.
Or like the real meanings and why.
Yeah, like it was in the scene. Like he goes on,
Hmm.
they go on to say this is why it is what it is.
Oh, I didn't know. I've always just seen that one part, and I was like, "Bro's got it. He's got it. He's thinking straight here."
Of course, Alexis will be,
Sorry.
our resident Starbucks expert as she lives in Seattle, right? Or in the
Oh, my
Washington
bad.
area.
Tacoma.
You know?
Yeah, she's out there.
She's in the home of the cult.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Where the cult started. You feel me? So
Yeah.
Malik said he prefers Big B, and Big B is actually started in Michigan, and most of
Do you
their
know what the original name for Big B was?
something very racist, right?
Yeah, but I didn't take it that way. Because I just figured it was about coffee beans, not about migrant workers. So they had to change it.
What was
I
it?
saw that on the internet not too long ago.
Yeah.
I gotta Google it. Hold on, guys. I gotta do
No,
some
I'll
research.
say it. Like the original name was Beaners. It's supposed to be off the coffee beans. But I think they got a lot of slack because I think the first one opened in Lansing where I was
Yeah.
at.
I do remember it being Beaners.
Yeah.
I
And then
didn't.
they changed it to Big
yeah.
B.
That's a good
So-
change. Good change. Good. good
Yeah.
on you
I
guys.
get what they were trying to do, but
Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta just evolve at the time.
Yeah.
Get it together. All right. So where are we? Is everybody okay in life right now? We're all good.
Tommy, 100 back-to-back 100 weeks. We're not just gonna skate by that. So
Okay.
100-mile week back-to-back. You are still able to walk. Your body hasn't turned on you. Talk to us about that.
No, I feel actually, I feel really good, and I think it has a lot. I mean, I think it has a lot to do with a lot of things. Like somebody asked me in my story, like, because like the miles before the hundreds back to back was like 90 and 80. Like I slowly kind of ramped up to this, so I mean it was pretty consistent all the way through. And then, but somebody's like, how are you running like miles this high, like whatever. But it took it took me a long time not a long time, but it took me like 5 years of like back to back marathon training blocks to like get to even like get close to this, and without like, just get close to this, right? And I feel like it's pretty normal. It feels like normal at this point, and I think it has a lot to do with like mindset in a way, because we talked about like the treadmill, and like if you decide like that you hate the treadmill and this and that or whatever, super boring, it's just gonna be like the worst run ever. But if you're like, okay, I gotta get this run in, and this is how we're doing it. And I think once you like sign into like not making a big deal out of things, it often just can be an easier process. And I think like the way that I've gone about the miles, I've shared every week for the last 8 weeks or whatever it is of like the miles for the week. When it started, it was like 45-50 miles, but as I've just done, I've just shared it like in a way that's just like here's what it is. I haven't like said like I can't believe it or none of that. Like just it is what it is. And it's just on to the next week. And I think that that's just been like the way that I've just managed to stay like sharp mentally about it, but then also like kind of physically too. So it's been really fun. Like just get it done, like get the miles, like just do the miles that's on the schedule each day, or at this point it's time. So I'm not doing like set mileage. I haven't done that like in like 4 weeks or so, 5 weeks. It's just been time, like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 45 minutes, all that. So that's kind of cool too. It takes like the whole I have to go run 10 miles out of your mind. Really, it's 10 miles. Right. What 10 miles is like time wise. So if it says a certain time on the schedule, I know that it's going to add up to around a certain time and mileage. But it takes away the pressure of like, that's why you'll see like I'll have a lot of like 5.7 or whatever, just because I'm not like trying to get to 6 or trying to stop here. It's just when the time's up, and get off the treadmill or stop the run. So it's been fun. I've been managing it pretty well.
And as far as intensity split, how does that look?
Intensity, like it's a little less intense because I'm doing workouts every Wednesday. Like last week I had 12 by 1 at marathon pace. Like, so I mean, they're not like I'm really pushing on the Wednesdays. And with doubles 3 times a week, like Tuesday, Thursday doubles, like that workout is pretty, even though it seems like some shorter intervals at times, like it gets pretty heavy because of the double before it. But then on Sundays, it's just time on feet. So it's not like I'm not pushing. Normally I have 2 workouts a week, but this is just 1 workout. So it seems to be pretty cool. And I think that helps a lot with the mileage creep up, because you're not like running 25 miles and like 10 of them in the middle of it where like pressure is a lot. It can be a lot.
Yeah. And as far as the additional, I've seen that you've made a point to try to get some additional elevation gain. How is your body responding to that?
I like it. I like elevation a lot. Like I noticed that today because I ran on a fairly flat. I like the rolling hills and runs like that. Like it breaks it up. It gets super monotonous. Like when you're just kind of like flat and just running straight for 3.5 hours.
It changes up your muscles too.
Hills. Yeah, you're using different muscles. I'd rather all of that.
I noticed today, because all of the like sidewalks weren't like perfect, but I noticed today that my ankles, because I ran outside yesterday and I ran outside today, and I realized that some of those stabilizer muscles in my ankles aren't used to like not landing picture perfect on the treadmill over and over. Because like I said, I think I went like 10 straight like runs on a treadmill. So yeah, my ankles just weren't ready for like running over like some snow patches and jumping like over like melted ice and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo,
yeah,
this is a little strange.
It's a lot. It could be a lot. Yeah. I mean, and today I got lucky. I wore some shoes today that weren't necessarily 25-mile shoes. I wore the Nike Infinity 3, I think, Infinity Run 3. Cool shoe, but it's not giving you much, not giving you much energy return for real. But like halfway through the run, I just decided like, okay, this is just extra work. Like if I can just make it through this, it's going to be a little more sore probably than like if I wore something that was a little more forgiving. But I just chalked it up as like, they're good shoes though. Like it was fine. I felt good, but I'm definitely probably a little bit more sore than the other day.
This is so crazy because I was literally just about to ask. I was going to say my last question. Shout out to Cheryl. She asked you on Strava, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I am clinically I'm good, but it's actually like this is the most fun I've had running for real. Like I've done a lot of training blocks that were cool and seemed fun, but this is the most like relaxed I've been. This is the most like a couple of times like this morning I had to like pry myself out of bed, but for the most part it feels like I'm happy to. It's been fun. It's been cool. What's the other one? Hold on real quick. Alexis said, how do you keep your energy up for the rest of life while running high mileage? Food. Yeah. Straight up. Food and coffee. It's just, I mean, like really, like I'm surprisingly, like not surprisingly, like I feel great. Like I just really do. So I'm just gonna hold on to that as long as possible. Few more weeks of this, I think, and then as long as the alien invasion doesn't happen, it's projected to happen within a few weeks. If it doesn't, we're good. Then I'll back off the mileage.
It's
Mhm.
food and coffee. You're a vegan, so I think we can call that beans and greens. That sounds about right.
Beans and greens. Oh, bro, yo, we got a PR project about to open up a restaurant called Beans and Greens.
Beans and greens actually is zeitgeist right now.
It is.
Yeah, that's
Why?
what people say when they drink coffee and they smoke.
Oh,
Hopefully, legally,
well, maybe we should.
marijuana.
We will not be opening that shop. Sorry, guys. Gary, real quick. I know you're upset. How's your training? You got a marathon coming up. How's your training going before we end this wonderful show of ours?
I'm doing really well. Like my legs feel fantastic, better than they have in a long time. Like fresh and rested every day, except for today. Today my legs felt heavy. I think our run that we did on Saturday night or evening, and having to turn around. Like I had a 6 mile tempo today, and the first 3 felt terrible. Could not get up to speed. Could not figure out what was going on, other than I had heavy legs and I was tired. But it was an out and back, and when I did that turnaround, I just said, "This is not how I want to feel. I want to feel good. I want to enjoy this run." And I just went from like 6:37 at the slowest to 6:18, just to get my average back down for the total tempo.
Mm.
And now I feel great. I just had a mental moment where I just was trying to make excuses for myself today, and I was able to turn it around in the middle of this run and just like, this is not how I want to feel. I want to feel good. You know, when I was talking to you about watching the UG Marathon course preview, I said to you, this part here, this Riverwalk part here, is where I want to feel good, because I've been feeling like ass for the last 2 years. Now I want to feel good. And so that's kind of what my mentality is for this, was like, no, I want to feel good. I want to feel comfortable running right now. So it was really my first hard. Was that
Riverwalk portion by like the bridges and stuff?
Yeah. Because at that point, it's past mile 20. So
when I'm like that.
So, but I think having that mental breakthrough today is going to go far for the rest of this training block for sure.
Yeah,
man, I really do think deciding certain things, like, it's not always gonna work, but like if you just decide that like you're gonna lean on the ounce of like positivity that you have for whatever it is, it's just always gonna benefit you, like just more in the long run. Because like that moment, let that moment you decide like I want the rest of this to be. That's a crazy mantra to know that. Like I remember one time I decided that I was gonna have a good run, and I did in the middle of it. Like that's the crazy mantra that you'd be able to pull out like at mile like 22. Like nope, I want to feel good.
Yeah.
Seneca says it best, bro. We don't suffer imagined troubles, and we can do that in races a lot of times, or we start suffering from this imaginary trouble that we see around the corner. But let the trouble actually become real before you start to stress about it. Like don't waste energy stressing over something that isn't there yet.
One thing to add to that is like I've heard people ask like the power of like being like in the now of everything. Because if you ask yourself, this isn't gonna work all the time, but if you ask yourself like how do you really feel right now, like at mile 10 or 12 or 3, when you start feeling a little. Like, how do I feel right now? Only right now, not for like, oh my God, if I feel like this at mile 16, that's where we project farther. Like, oh, if I feel like this now, I'm going to feel like crap in 4 miles. But like really just right now, like, oh, it's not bad. Like at this very moment, it's not that bad.
Right.
Like then you can hold on to some ounce of like, because normally when you really ask yourself the question, you really are dragging it further than just like, how do you feel? Like, can I continue to run right this second? The answer is normally yeah. Unless it's like an injury thing.
It was funny you say that, because in the middle of your first 3 miles, I could feel my legs heavy and not feeling it good. And then I would say, you're fine. Like you're fine. Just chill out. Like get through this next mile, because the next mile I was going to get a gel, and the next mile was going to be the turnaround. Like I would break it up a little bit into segments too. But at the end of the day, like you just said, really think about how you're doing in that moment. And I was fine. I just needed to kind of a little energy boost to get back up to speed, you know,
Yeah.
and it worked out.
Man, I wonder what those people thought that when you were running past them, like, it's fine, it's fine.
It's fine.
Oh man, but oh yeah, I think this was a good one. We'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for tapping in. We were all over the place in this one. This was fun, good conversation. As we all get closer to either the alien invasion, Gary's marathon, or Aaron's half marathon, we'll definitely lock in a little bit more to training and how things are going, like specific workouts. And make sure if you guys are training for something, tap in, let us know what you're training for, so we can talk about those specific races. Maybe we've done them, maybe we heard about them, or maybe you have, tips for us on our situations too. So,
Or if you're doing a fun workout, tell us what kind of workouts you guys are doing. I'm curious to hear what different coaches and different plans have, just to see what's out there.
Or if you just want to talk about something wild, let us know too.
Yeah. Obviously, we are good at that too.
All right, y'all. Peace.